All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not already subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. Today, me and Corka have Bernadette with us, and she has a lot of great things I think that she will share. So, if this is your first time watching, we've been talking to mothers about their experience as a mom. Um, we believe that there is something that we can learn from moms who have gone through different things because their story may not be your story, but you can certainly still find something in their story to inspire you or to motivate you or something that you can learn from. And so that is the purpose of this series that we've been doing. So to start off, Brian, just tell us a little bit about yourself, like your children, like what you do, where you live, all that stuff.
My name is Bernadette Alexander Allen. I got married, so my last name changed. I have three boys. Um, I lost one. Jerry Jones, Al, and Kendarius Kennepu. I lost him. Um, the other question was
Like what you do and stuff.
okay. I work at a manufacturer called Managing. I've been there 5 years. I work on my days off at McDonald's. Um, what did you say?
That's good. Okay, so Brian, you have three boys.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about being a mom to three boys, because me and Cora both got we got boys, so you got three.
It's a
What?
challenge, and you have to be strong.
Yeah. So Brian, what's the age of your children? Two? They like all close in age?
JJ is with JJ is 31. Kenny Pooh would have been 29. Jerry gonna turn 32 December the 24th. Al is 24.
Okay.
So they spaced out 3 and 3, maybe 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
They spaced out.
Okay. Um. So what was it like growing up, like when they were like little boys, into teenagers, raising them?
It was something else because you got to deal with trying to guide them into being not a street man but a man.
Right.
And then you don't want to you're gonna try not to make them be something that you don't want them to be, but you want them to be what they want to be.
Right.
So it was hard raising boys. It's very hard raising boys without a man in the house.
Yeah.
And I think I did a good job with them, but I could have did better. But
Why do you say you could have did better? What would you have done differently?
I would have made them stay in school more. I would have wanted them to graduate from high school, and um, I don't know what I would have did different than what I did now because I think they're great the way they are, and they know how to take care of home. I like the dad about them. I always taught them that, no matter who you with, or who you go with, or who you be with, take care of that woman and that child, and the child is yours. Take care of all of them. Don't make no difference if it's not your child. If you staying in that home, take care of that child the same way. So
Yeah.
I taught them to do that. So they did well. Jerry do it, and Jay and Pooh did pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So
So when your boys got up in age, and me and Cora know we can use this advice because our oldest is about to be an adult, right? My son, the senior, Corian is what, 11th grade?
We're in 10th grade.
10th grade, okay. So how did you handle, or like how did you still parent them when they became like 18 and into adulthood?
talk to them. Try to teach them things. You have to teach them right from wrong. Always remember to never take up for them, but always have their back. It's a different in taking up for a child and not having their back. I never took up for my kids, but I always had their back.
Yeah.
If they did something wrong, I made them own up to it and do and whatever the punishment is, you take that punishment. But I had their back. Whatever choices they made, I stand behind them.
Yeah.
And you have to teach them things. You have to talk to them and let them know that You have to let your kids know what life is all about. You know, you can't just sit there and not just watch them do something wrong and don't say anything. Open your mouth and tell them how you feel. They may argue back with you, but sometimes arguing back with you is worth it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll be worth it in the long run. Like, I try to teach my sons to don't burn your bridges, you know, don't do bad things to people, and then when you need them people, you want to know why they don't want to be there for you no more. Sometimes you can make it, but people don't even want to be around you because of your choices you make. Don't be that. You know, try to be better than that. Do right by people. Apologize to people. When you don't wrong them, tell them you are sorry. Don't be ashamed to tell people you're sorry when you know you have wronged them. I mean, it's their choice if they want to continue to be your friend or deal with you, but you did your part. You have to own up to what you do wrong. You can't always think life is always about what you can get from somebody. Be the kind of man that get out here and work for what you want. Earn your living. Earn what you want. And then when you get it, you do what you want to do with it. Can't nobody tell you what to do with it. If you want to raise your weight, if you want to waste your money on buying a whole lot of racing cars, that's your money. You work for it. You know, don't let no one tell you how to deal with what you work for. You know, don't get out here and get yourself and be felonies and stuff like that, because it'd be hard on you to be. My son was denied health care because of his background. Who would have ever thought that the people wouldn't even help you because when you were down? He couldn't do anything for himself. He couldn't even do nothing but turn his head and lift his arms up. But he was rejected from rehabs because of his background. Always teaching them to not get in that situation. Don't get out there and get felonies and be that kind of person where won't nobody want to be there to help you. You know, that was the hardest thing I ever had to look at. But I didn't see it coming. I didn't see his death coming. And then I thought about it. I thought about it after that happened. You know, maybe God didn't want the people to help Kenny Pooh because he was going to call him home. You know, his help is here. You know, man denied my baby help, but God called him home. He was suffering. He was tired. He knew that. He knew what was going to happen to him. But me couldn't see it. I did not see that coming. I did not see it. But I'm always been wise. I always noticed things, but I did not see that. And you know, you don't want your kids to grow up, and I don't want nobody else's child to grow up and get in that situation and they get denied health care because he had an aggravated assault and he was currently on probation for it. So he was denied health care because of that. And it sounds wrong, but I can't be mad at them for it because that's their rule. You know, and then, you know, and people tell us these things when we growing up. I know you don't heard your parents tell you all the time. Don't go out there and get yourself in a situation where you cannot be helped. Sometimes man may not help you, but God will. And he did help him. And, you know, I was asking him every day praying, God, please help my son. And he did. He did. He did it in his way. And I have to live with that. Every single day I deal with that hurt every day. It's the worst kind of pain anybody can feel. Knowing that you have to live every day of your life. Knowing that this person you share memories with for 28 years, and I won't ever see him again. You know, it's hard. But I smile, I laugh, I crack jokes, I try to be myself. But deep down inside, y'all, I am emotionally hurt. My body aches every day. I don't know what a good night's sleep is. I shake, I rock, I cry, silent cries. It is painful. And I know it may get better in time, but I don't see it. But it may get better in time. I can't say because I haven't got there yet. But I tell all these mothers out here, you don't know what it feels like to lose a child. Never judge a person for what they do. Some people do things because of that hurt. And they may look at them like, why is she doing it? It's the pain that they feel causes them to do those things. I have felt myself one time. I was sitting at home. Your mind can get so far out there to where you cannot come back. You know people that you may say they wasn't like that when we were growing up, but now they just they mentally ill. Yes, because their mind went so far out there, and they cannot reach to bring it back. And that is real. That is real. People can hurt so bad and can be so torn on the inside to where their mind would lead that. And I seen myself going in that direction, and I knew I had to be strong, and I had to fight what I was feeling, before I be that person.
How did you fight it? Because
I just realize what I have to God. I have to understand what He say. He said you're absent from the body, be present with Him. And you have to control your mind to say, well, what's better than being present with the Lord? All this stuff going on out here today. All these people killing each other, parents going against parents. You got so much evilness going on, shooting, babies getting killed, babies being, all kinds of stuff going on. But you in the presence with the Lord, those things are not going on there no more. No matter how bad I miss it, there's nothing I can do. I always argue the fact of, maybe he have not even went back and took that truck back home. But you know what? On August the 25th, 2022, that was Kendarius Rayshon. That was his expiration date. He could have been at home taking a shower, but at that moment, that's when he was going to die. It don't make no difference what he was doing. I have to control my mind to know that. When you leave this world, you have a date, and you have a day to be born, and we all have a day to live. Live, and you have a day to die. That was my baby day. No matter how much I hurt, no matter how bad I wanted him to hear, it ain't gonna happen. Because I have a day too, And I know as much as my baby loved me, he couldn't have stood me leaving him first. Pooh would never got over that. My baby would never got over that. Pooh would have never got over me dying, and he had to live on the earth without me. So maybe God felt like I was stronger than him. I don't know. But I have to live with this, and I have to live with this, in no other way. Because I have faith that I'm going to see my baby again. I will see my baby again because I have faith that I will see him again. And I'm going to do what God tells me to do. I'm going to allow him to lay me to rest. I'm not going to take my life. I'm not going to take pills and go to sleep and have cross my mind. And I thought, if I did see Pooh, if I got there, he was going to fuss at me anyway and tell me, why did I leave JJ and Al? Why would you do something that stupid, Mom? So.
Bern, you said sometimes you wonder if you did everything that you should have did when it came to raising your kids.
Because we make mistakes,
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, no matter how good of a parent we are, we don't raise our kids to do anything wrong.
Right.
But they goes out there and do it. But have you ever told one of your kids something that you thought was right, and then you be like, "Don't, I was wrong." You know what I'm saying? But you smooth it out. We make mistakes.
I have always known you to be funny.
Yes.
As ever.
Yes.
And now seeing this side of you, I see a lot of strength.
I have to be.
The reason I'm saying I see a lot of strength is because you said that was your baby.
He was my baby.
But that was God's time for him.
I couldn't do nothing about it.
And the fact that you know that was God's time for him, that shows your faith and also your strength. Because you said that sometimes people's mind can go so far out there.
It can go there.
But that's been a year ago and you are still
I'm
here.
still here. And I can tell the next mother,
That's
don't
right.
go that far out.
That's
Bring
right.
yourself back. Take everything in you, baby. It's going to take everything, every strength you got in you to pull yourself back. You have to pull yourself back, and then, and then God, everything going to just smooth out. But you can't allow yourself to get that far out there because some people don't come back, baby. I was one of the lucky ones to come back. I made it back. But there's some people didn't make it back because they weren't strong enough,
How have you helped your other kids? Because, you're a mother, right? You're grieving the loss of your son, but then they're grieving the loss of their brother. So, how do you help them, or like, are you guys just kind of leaning on each other? Like, what's that been like for y'all as a family without him for the last year?
It's very hard on JJ. I try not to talk about him that much with him because I can see it in his eyes. He go see his brother just about every other day. I don't say anything to him because that's his way of grieving.
Yeah.
I haven't been there but twice, maybe 3 times. I can't do that. I'm not ready for this right now. Al, I just stay myself. Like you say, I'm funny. I stay myself. I try to maintain. I try to do things in the eyes of where he was still here. How we would handle things. He was here. Cause he asked me a lot of questions the day that he died. He asked me, JJ was scared to touch him. Like mess with him because JJ he was scared it was gonna hurt him. He wanted to know why was JJ doing it, and I told him, I said, JJ love you. I said, he's scared he gonna hurt you. I said, he wouldn't do nothing in the world. And they handle you, Pooh, he'll be devastated. He is. He killing him. They knowing that he had to wake up every day and ain't got his brother. Because he had Pooh for 28 years. And they were real close. And Al so thugged out, and think he is anyway, so. But deep down inside, I know it killed him.
Yeah.
It hurt him. He's sleeping in the same. Al was there. He was with me. Al and Ashton was there. He tell me all the time. He said, Mom, we got to relive. We got to live with that every day of our life. I said, yeah, baby, we got to live with it every day of our life. Because we was only 2 in that room when it happened, so. We have to live with that every day of our life. And I know he think about it all the time because he sleep in that room it happened in. He go in there like a champ. I go in there too like a champ. I mean, he's my son. I'm not scared of him. I'm not afraid of him or nothing like that. I miss him terribly, but I'm not afraid of him. I wish he was still here. But he was at home on Father's Day. And he got off from work, and he came home in the ball man truck. The ball man called and told him he needed the truck to go make a run. Every day I thought that maybe if Pooh had not went back, he should have just ignored the phone call, but that wasn't going to stop him dying that day. Wasn't nothing going to stop him from dying August the 25th, 2020, nothing. That was his day. And we all got that day. We all have a day. We just don't know what it is, but we got one. We don't know how we know it, but we know we got to leave here.
Yeah.
It brings me great comfort of knowing that.
Yeah.
And that's what gets me up every day. Even though my body aches and hurts, been to the doctor so many times. I got a pocketbook for the pills, they not working. She straight up told me, ain't nothing gonna help you. She said, you lost something, baby. You lost a child. So your body took a tremendous hit. And even though you're strong-minded, your body ain't caught up with what's going on in your head. It's aching, it's hurting. That's your pain that you feeling. It's very painful. All the time, constantly, all the time. I'm in pain. It's shoulder hurt, knees hurt, legs hurt, back hurt. But I don't give up. I got a second job at McDonald's because I didn't go. Everybody need extra money, but I didn't go cause of extra money. I went because on the days that I'm off, my husband be at work. And don't want nobody to be there but me. And just sitting there every day like that room right there, You get tired of crying, baby. I got tired of crying every day, just being honest with you. Just tired. Always crying, always feeling bad about myself. So I feel I'm getting me a second job, to keep moving, keep being. I see people's faces at McDonald's. Hey, Byron. That keeps me uplifted. Yeah. But by that time, my husband getting off, I pick him up, we going home. Life go continue on. Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that you just had a sound mind to get you through, because listening to you, like, it's a pain that I couldn't imagine having to carry. And even you saying how, like, some people, like, it can take them to a place. I bet it could, because like you birthed that, you raised that, right?
Ooh,
and you
don't
so think
bad.
about, as parents, we don't think about like our children that we have to be the one to bury them. Like
It's
we
hard,
just don't
baby.
we don't think about that.
Looking down in their face,
Yeah.
it's a bad feeling, baby. Bad feeling.
For other moms, like I know you kind of talked about, kind of how you manage, but like what advice would you give to a mom that is also maybe grieving on the same journey as you?
Go to a peaceful place in your mind. You have to get somewhere where it's quiet, and you have to go to a peaceful place. And you have to come to reality of knowing that even though how much you miss that child, and that child is not going to be there anymore, but you got to find in comfort that one day I'm going to see my baby again. But in order for me to see my baby again, I have to believe.
Yeah.
I have to believe in what Jesus say, that he is the Son of God.
Yeah.
I have to believe in the words in that Bible. You can't cuss it. You can't fuss it. Yes, I questioned it. Never cussed it. Never said a bad word about it, but I did question him.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. My child. You'll find yourself saying those things, and he know you're going to say those things. Right. He's not holding it against you. He's not going to hold it against you, but he will hold it against you if you blaspheme him out of his name. You understand? No matter how bad your pain is, you can't blaspheme. Yeah. You know, and I didn't know that much about it, But you have to come to your peaceful place in your mind and your heart of knowing that that child, that time that child died, that child was going to die if he was sitting right there in front of me. Mm-hmm. He could have been sitting over there on that sofa on August 25th, 2022 at 7 p.m. That was his calling. It was it. He done walked all he gonna walk on this earth. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I just hate that he had to spend 2.5 years of his life suffering the way he did. You know what I'm saying? But God did that for a reason, and I can't do nothing but find great comfort in that. I have any control over that, none whatsoever. So you have to understand that there's no powerful thing on this earth than believing in God and Jesus and knowing that he's with them now. Mm-hmm. He or she are with them now. And you got to understand that ain't nothing you can do. You ain't doing nothing but hurt yourself. You causing yourself great pain. You causing yourself great agony. You got to let it out. You have to let it go. You have to come to some kind of reality. No, you're not going to get over it. You're never going to get over it. You're not going to stop crying. You're probably going to cry every day. But you're going to have to face reality and knowing that you're not going to see that child no more. And don't let it take you so far out there to where you can't come back to knowing that this Tracy, that's Coracle. Not knowing that who you is, baby. Yeah. Like I ain't never seen, looking at you. I mean, you couldn't stand me coming up to you in a grocery store looking at you like I ain't never seen you before a day in my life. You know what I'm saying? You won't want to see that in a person that you know as well as me. Yeah. That means I have went so far out there that I could not bring myself back to reality of knowing what's real and what's not. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there like that. That were normal people like me and you, but they had so much hurt in the inside it caused them to go so far out there. It's real. Yeah. Very real. And I know there's a lot of parents that don't lost their kid, and you look at them, you like, I never seen that side of that person before. I didn't even know they know how to do this. That's why they doing it, because once they felt themselves going out there, when they came back to reality, that's what the new me. It's just like you coming into a new me. This the new me. This the new me. This is what you see me, what you see in me now. This is what you're gonna get until the day I die. So.
I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like it might have been like some months ago. You said something like other moms who had like lost their kids, y'all coming together.
Yes, I did.
Did that happen? Even if it didn't happen, is there a mom or somebody that you kind of go to who's experienced the same thing? Like, do you have that?
I have. I went to Jennifer. She bring me great pleasure. Okay. She has been a tremendous, that Butler girl, Jennifer Butler, who lost that girl. Her daughter Dominique. I didn't know her daughter that well, but my son Al knew her very well. They was close, but she is very, very good. She is very good. Oh my God, she can make you feel so much better. The way that she can hold your hand and she can look at you, and she's a good person. She's a very good person. Yes, I got a lot of strength from her. A lot of strength from her.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. Because I think sometimes people go through stuff alone, but I think it's great knowing that like you have someone that you can not just go to, but someone who truly understands, right? Because like we can sit here and we can want to cry with you, right? Like we can feel that with you, but she truly knows
She
that
knew,
pain, right?
She can look at you and tell you, come here, come here, come here. She knows, yes, she definitely does.
Yeah.
She definitely does. She's very good. She know how to pray. You can feel it.
Good. I'm glad that you have that. Is there anything just in regards to, because I got one more question after this, but like, is there anything that we haven't talked about in regards to your story of like raising your boys, or even like how you had to navigate this last year, right, of like losing a child that you have not shared, that you want to share?
I gave up a lot of my life when I had my first son at the age of 18. I knew then when I had JJ that all of that partying and want to be out and hanging out with my friends, that had to stop. I made a decision then. Then came along Kenny Pooh, then Al. All they ever did was work it and conceit about my kids. That's all they ever did. But the best part about this is you got to remember, those kids are not going to be little always. And you know, once they grow up, that's your time. Like right now, this is my time to live. This is my time to shine. And I feel like I deserve it. And I give myself a pat on the back. I tell all the parents, any parent out here that be coming up to be a young mother, trust me when I tell you, those kids are not going to be little always. Your time to shine is coming, but it gives you great peace in knowing that you did everything you could for that child. Then when you get older, holding regrets will take you in a place that you would never want to be when they're raising children. Because we all done made mistakes. And you know, it's hard out here trying to decide on whether should I stay in the house or should I call somebody to do this for me or should I do that. The best thing for you to do is right now, baby, is suck it up. Boss up. You have to give up something. You always heard that saying in what? You have to give up something to get something. You feel me? So I gave up a lot of my life just so I can be right there with them. And look at me now. They grown with children of their own. And I ain't but 49 years old. My life just began. I ain't no young woman, but I ain't no old woman.
That's right.
I still got some time left to live.
Yeah, and you deserve it too. I think you know you raise your children. And
You
raise
deserve
them
it.
well. You deserve to be able.
You deserve to live. JJ living good. Al grown.
Yeah.
I ain't got to worry about none of that. Period. He grown.
That's right. I feel like that kind of was gonna be my next question. If you had any advice for any other moms. Or
I know it's
anything
hard.
like that.
It's hard. I'm telling you, it's very hard. It really, especially when you look, especially when you got kids, But if some of your friends ain't got no kids, they go anywhere they want. They can take a flight out of here.
Right.
Gone. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I can't do that.
Right.
So I got something holding me back.
Yeah.
You feel me? Honey, let me tell you something. Don't worry about that. Your day is going to come. It's going to come when you can do all of those things. Them kids going to grow up. And they are going to be on their own and all out the way, and you can be able to live your life. You can live good too.
You I saw you like a week ago in the grocery store, I think, and you told me you always see Corey
I do.
and how mental he is.
He is very.
I appreciate that. But what I want to tell you, because you know I'm a single parent, what I want to tell you that is I draw some of my strength from seeing women like you who have been single parents and who now have grown children. So I commend you for that. Like I draw a whole lot of strength from just
fall
looking at
down,
y'all
you get back up.
and saying that it's been done. They did it, so I can do it too.
You can do it, baby.
So I definitely I
you can
commend
do
you, and I appreciate you for telling me that
He
about Corian, because I always
He come to. I was sitting there on the phone running my mouth with Bluetooth in my ear. He came up to me. He got my attention. He do it every time I see him. He with the Boys and Girls Club. He come to the McDonald's, get him something to eat. Yo, dude, he speak to me. He said, "Yes, ma'am. No, man. I try to get in their business. I ask them all kinds of. I said, who that girl is right there, baby? That's your girlfriend? He said, no, ma'am. I just trying to see her. And I'm trying to get these folks business.
Thank you. Well, I admire your strength. I really do. Like I said, I've known you like all my life, and you've always been the same bird.
I always been the same.
So I
just imagine.
I admire your strength. I really do.
If you did burn who you know was somebody that you didn't even know you. When you see me, I ain't know who you was. I'm talking crazy, acting crazy. That's what I mean when you can get so far out there. I know I have not witnessed it, but I felt it, and I saw the movement in my body, and and it got to where I had one day Al was coming through there. I said, like I didn't know who Al was. I thought, honey, I gotta come back, honey. Then he come on back here. I thought thinking I know who it was. That Al, honey, I got a little scared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I brought myself on back, honey. I've been back ever since.
We glad. We are glad.
I'm so happy that you came on, because I told Corica that I wanted us to try and talk to all different type of mothers who had different things that they had gone through that we thought would be really helpful. And I wanted someone who had experienced loss, right? And who would be able to share that story, because I just think that it's important for other people to hear, because it's one thing to see a Facebook status and things like that, but I think it's another to hear it, right? To hear you talk about it. So I'm just glad that you came on, that you were willing to share your story.
I'm glad
and be
y'all
so transparent about it. I was nervous. I ain't gonna even lie. I was like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I didn't know. I said, Burn might be like, girl, I ain't coming on there talking.
I don't know. I ain't like that.
I'm so happy that you came on. I really, really appreciate it. And I believe that people are gonna see this and they're gonna be inspired by your strength.
Yes.
And then hopefully mothers who are in a similar situation as you, that they're gonna feel refreshed, right, and renewed from hearing your story. So I'm excited for people to see this. So, Corby, you got something else? Burn, you got something else?
Thank you, Burn.
And nothing to say, but anybody that have lost a child, just feeling bad about themselves, if y'all would like to talk, go out to eat, just have girls, just do whatever. Hit my inbox up and I would be more than happy. I would make time to be with you. I promise. Just hit my inbox up and we will go from there.
Amen. That's good. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that this has inspired you, strengthened you in some capacity. And just remember, if you have not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. And Burn, thanks again for coming on. All right, bye. All right, Burn, hit the button.